I want to thank the chairman. I want to thank the ranking member. As we approach this year's state primaries and the upcoming general elections, ensuring the security and integrity of our voting process remains an issue of critical importance, not just to me, but I think everybody on this committee. This committee has consistently prioritized election security, focusing on the measures such as voter ID requirements and the maintenance that occur for those records. I am particularly, I am an original co-sponsor of H.R. 7300, which directly addresses these concerns. The bill proposes sensible reforms to the federal elections, including mandatory photo identification, citizenship verification, use of paper ballots, and the regular voter list updates to ensure our eligible voters participate. In Ohio, which is my home state, I want to also thank Secretary Frank LaRose. I think you both know him. Also want to welcome him back. He was on deployment. They did not say where he was going, nor did they say where he was, but I've seen the pictures on social media, and it's great to have him back in our home state. But he has set a strong example in the election integrity efforts, along with states like Kansas, thanks to leaders such as you, Mr. Schwab. Ohio election administration approach includes both a photo ID requirement, a routine list maintenance to safeguard voter eligibility, and election security, which is incredibly similar to the efforts in Kansas. So, Secretary Schwab, Kansas enacted ID voter requirements in 2012. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I apologize. I was on the second most important committee just a few minutes ago, which would be the Ways and Means Committee, and we had RFK testifying, which is the reason I'm eating my wholesome snacks, as that's what it says anyway. But Secretary, as far as you are aware, has the voter ID requirement been a barrier at all to voting?
No, and the only barrier there was we had to provide a free ID. So we have someone sign an affidavit saying I can't afford an ID, and the county will issue them. And that's how it became a bipartisan bill. Even my current Democrat governor was a state senator there and supported it.
So let's talk about it. How much would one of these voter IDs cost an individual?
It's pretty inexpensive.
So
we've never had a county complain that they've had to provide.
So the individual doesn't pay anything?
If they've signed an affidavit saying they can't afford it,
they get it free.
They get it free.
So they don't have to pay anything.
Correct. And our ID just says it has to be government issued, have your name, your pictures.
So this really seems difficult. All they got to do is sign, say they can't afford it, and they get a free ID?
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure of that, because I mean, a lot of confusion on that issue, as I'm sure you are well aware. Have election administrations in Kansas faced with any burdens implementing the new voter ID requirement? Any problems with it?
It just changes what we've been doing since 2011. I like the idea that it's government issued and doesn't have to have an expiration date on it. It has their face and it has their name. By putting more restrictions on it, then that could increase the cost of some of those.
Does it have their signature on it as well, or
no? It does not.
Just their face and
it's just their face, and so when you go to vote, and 99.9% of the time, it's a driver's license.
So, anecdotally, I mean, would you say that this voter ID requirement has kind of bolstered what's the confidence in the election process?
Can I share a story with you?
You got 1 minute and 17 seconds. Make it a lot less than that, man.
Well, all right. So when I was in committee and we were doing this, I was the chair of the committee at the time. We had a gentleman come and say, I only vote in presidential election years, but my sister's running for school board, so I've been asked to vote in elections. So after work, I went to vote and found out I'd already voted, and asked if they ever showed their ID. They said, no, it's against the law to ask for an ID at the time in Kansas. He said, so I talked to my state representative, and he went back, because our voting record's public. He found out he had been voting in school board elections for 10 years. That's really what tipped the scale that we had the minority party support voter ID, because it was too important.
Let me just ask you this, and I'm running out of time here, but simple yes or no answer. Should we enact a voter ID requirement for federal elections?
I'm going to say yes.
You're going to say yes. If more states had voter ID laws, would that boost public confidence in our elections? 13 seconds, yes or no?
I say it has already for our state. I think most people are concerned about their state. Then they're not concerned. Kansans aren't worried about Minnesota. They're not there. They're worried about Kansas.
And I appreciate that, Mr. Chairman. With that, I yield back.